Gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gear and gadgets. That's right. It's time for another episode of Gadgets and Gear. And this is some gear, gadget, whatever you want to call it, cookware. That has been with me for a long time. I probably got this, maybe in 1979 or something. I think I was living in the city, maybe later. But in the late 70s, early 80s, it was all the rage. You don't see them as much, but everybody had one. It's right up here behind me, my old steel rolled wok. This thing is a tank. It's been in the barn forever. I gave it a good scrub down. This ain't no cheapo. I went nuts back then. Welded, rolled steel they call it. Now, you guys know about my omelet pan. We talked about that many a time. I had somebody private message me saying, get new pans. No, man. This is what's called wok seasoning. And this is true wok seasoning because it's on the wok. Almost 40 years of cooking in this thing. Stir frying. I gave it a good scrub down. So let's do some wok cooking tonight. Trying to think of what we should do. Let's start by heading out to the garden. I got some beautiful green beans coming in right now. They'd be nice in a little stir fry. So let's go grab some of those. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Pardon my complete lack of the French language. But how do they say? Haricot vert. Haricot verts. These nice, thin green beans. And you got to get them when they're young. Probably should have nabbed a few already, but these aren't bad. So, I'm out here. There's a few bushes. I put in a nice row. They didn't all do great. This is the seed pack, and these seeds were actually from last year. So there you go. French fillet. I lost the actual, there's the Latin name. I lost the actual name on the top there. But it's a delicious bean. So let me pick a bunch and then we'll get a good look at them in the kitchen. All right, here's our fresh picked beans. Let's take the ends off. Those will go in the compost. I'm sure the chickens will make short work of those. And what we're going to do, we're going to just give them a quick blanch and a shock. Lock that green right in. Because we're going to stir fry. So they're only going to blanch, I'm talking maybe 30 seconds. A minute at the most. We don't want to cook them soft in the water. In this kind of cooking, stir fry, you want that nice crunchy snap in the final dish. Okay? So let's get these ends off, and I'll put some water on the stove, and I'll meet you over there. Come on. Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Water's at a good rolling boil. And right next to it, I've got some nice cold water. I didn't throw ice cubes in there because we only have a few green beans. So in we go. And like I said, 30 seconds to a minute. We just want to punch that green and then shock it right into them. Now, while that's going for a minute, let me show you what I got up here. I cooked some rice actually last night in advance. Okay, I got rice, and I want to reheat it. So what I do is I take a little bit, what's going to be my portion. I got the Chinese steamer on because this rice was already, we'll have to do a rice show. People get so intimidated. It's easy to cook perfect white long grain rice. And I know brown rice is better for you, but with a stir fry, nice little Jasmine Carolina long grain rice. I didn't even turn the heat on yet. I'm just going to steam that gently when I'm ready, okay? So back to our beans. It's been about a minute. See, they get that nice bright green now. Let's shock them. They'll still be crispy, tasty, fresh picked. All right, so this heat off. Those are just going to sit in the shock water. So let's head back to the board. I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do with these green beans. All right, so stir fry. Obviously, we're going to start with some garlic. It'd be nice if I had some fresh ginger, but I don't. So we'll do some chopped garlic. I'll do that off camera. I had in my freezer these big squid. These are really for stuffing. But since they're so big, I'm not really going to do rings. I might do a couple of rings down here. I like the variety. But I think I did this in another episode, and this is sort of an Asian-inspired dish that we're doing here. So let's do a few rings. But really, with a squid this size, what I'll do is I'll cut it like so, open it up, and it's thick also. So we're going to do the sort of Chinese cut on these. And what I'll do is I'll cut some triangles, right? Those are some oddly shaped pieces. And I'll just show you one and I'll do the other half off camera so I can get to what else we have. But what I'm going to do on the outside, I'm going to score in a diamond shape. And I showed you this on another episode. They curl up nicely when they hit the hot wok. Okay? So just diamond scores. I don't know, you go maybe halfway through, maybe you don't want to go all the way through, okay? You just want them to be able to curl up with that diamond shape. So I'll finish those up. And then last week's episode, I had the Fun family here, and I had my friend stop by, and she brought these beautiful baby artichokes. So let's use those. Now, there's not much to them. You can't really use the leaves. So I'm just going to take the tops off. Got my little paring knife here. Take these outer leaves off. We'll yank them off. They're a little stiff, those leaves. And they're so young and small, there's basically no choke. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel the stem a little with my knife. It's nice and tender. I'm going to open them up. And if we take that bottom of the stem off, and if we smash them flat, this is like the Roman style, right? Smash them open flat. They're nice and tender. We'll get those right in the frying pan like that. So let's use these up. I've only got 4 of them, so I'll prep these, and then we'll get to the frying pan. Or, I should say, the wok. All right, I got some more prep to do. I'll see you over at the wok. All right, I got my wok nice and hot, and what I did is I re-seasoned it. A little oil. And I'm going to use, I don't have any peanut oil or sesame oil. I'm using a little light olive oil. So this is going to be with the artichokes, the green beans, the squid. It's going to be a little sort of like Roman Asian fusion going on here. All right? So when you stir fry, you usually do it in stages and then take the stuff back out. So just a drop of oil. And I'm going to start with the squid. Because squid is, as I always say, 1 minute or 1 hour. And this is going to be the quick fry. So let's drop those in. And we'll get them moving. See him doing the curl? Not all of them, some of them are staying flat. These are pretty thick. All right, I'm gonna take those right out. I've got the, before I started, I put the water on in the back. Now let's get some garlic in there. Keep that moving. Throw in another touch of oil. Remember, we don't want to burn the garlic. So get that moving, and let's go in with our green beans and our artichokes. Now what I did with those, I cleaned them up real nice, and I cut them into little bite-sized pieces. I got all the tough stuff off them, and I just got the tender little insides, those baby artichokes. They're amazing. All right. Got a few condiments here. Now this is not any traditional recipe. I'm just playing, all right? Might wind up horrible, you never know, but let's see. Let's get our squid back. And we're gonna go in with just a dash of this low sodium soy sauce. Just to wet things up a little. And then I've got some, a touch of hoisin, which is a plum. Be like a sweet and sour with a little kick. Because I got some rice wine vinegar. Let's go with a dash of that. And for the final, this Thai green curry paste. Let's go in with a nice big spoonful of that, because I love curry. Smells great. All right, the rice should be warmed up by now. Let's head back over to the board and plate this up. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, here's how I'm gonna manage this. My rice is nice and hot. Take my bowl. Remember, I steamed it. Get it over here. Now I'll give this a flip. Get the bowl off. Okay, didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. So, presentation-wise, we can fix it up. A little got stuck in here. Maybe I should have. That's all right. A little mound of rice. Quality control. Let's see how this reheating method worked. Yeah. It's like it was just out of the pot. Cooked it last night. That's the way to reheat it, with steam, okay? But you don't want to add more water. You don't want to try to cook it in a pot. Let's get the wok. We'll go around our rice. Those freshly cooked French green beans. Stir fried with this squid and some baby artichoke. This is, talk about off the cuff, right? Seasoned it up with some little soy, hoisin, rice wine vinegar, and Thai green curry paste. Let's see what we got here. Let's get a zoom in on that a little. As always, the lighting in my kitchen sucks. All right, I already tried the rice, but let's give it another. These chopsticks suck. Too pointy. Oh, guess what? Squid is perfect. Flavor is dynamite. We'll try an artichoke next. Beautiful. But this entire dish was inspired by these fresh picked green beans because I was ready for them. Oh yeah, crunchy. Absolutely delicious. And by the way, before we finish this episode, I wanted to point something out because I noticed it in the playback. That on camera in this awful lighting, that ring looks like rust. This thing is not in the least bit rusty. It's wok seasoned. That's the beautiful patina of the original rolled steel beneath the wok seasoning. Because I knew the comments would come, you know. Great dish. I say it all the time. Some of the greatest meals in life are the ones you didn't plan for, you didn't shop for, you just got home. I knew I wanted to get those green beans while they were still young. And I just started rooting around the freezer and the pantry, and what else do I have? Had the squid in the freezer. The baby artichokes, a few left. We cooked a few last weekend. Figured I'd finish those up. And there's always condiments in the pantry, you know, and in the fridge. The hoisin, the soy, the green chili paste, which is one of my favorites. Delicious. Great dish. All right, I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. We'll see you for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.
Gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gear and gadgets.